There's been a lot of talk about the new Alexa Plus as it's starting to roll out and be more widely available. There's been a lot of discussion about the new voice assistant features that are available as it starts to roll out. But what I'm most interested in is the new interface for the Echo Show devices. So I thought what I would do now that I finally have an invite is show a comparison using our Echo Show 21 on the old Echo Show interfaces and the new ones with Alexa Plus. Let's start with the current design of our Echo Show 21 interface. You can see on the left side is where you get a scrolling animation of kind of your current topics and things that you care about, sports, recipes, things like that. On the right is where you get your widgets set up however you want to configure them on the widgets that are available. You can see we have a calendar widget, shopping list, commute, music, smart home favorites, naturally, the weather, and then our top connections to other Echo devices throughout the house. The calendar widget, you can tap into it, get a bigger picture of what's going on throughout your calendar. You can scroll it back and forth. For your smart home favorites, you can configure these in the mobile app on your phone. If you have a camera on here and if you tap into it, it doesn't have to be a Ring or a Blink camera. You can see this is a Tapo camera. It'll default to showing it full screen. You can also take this and minimize it to a floating window, and you can move this around this left side to the side of the widgets, and you can kind of hang out here while you're using the screen for other things like a cooking recipe or just your normal background. On your weather widget, it shows you the current temperature, high, low for the day, along with an hourly forecast. You tap into that. It shows you a bigger version with the hourly forecast on the left side of the screen, along with rainfall, chance of rain, and then your 5-day forecast on the bottom lower right. For the top connections widget, this is where you can communicate and drop in or kind of intercom to other rooms in your house, to other Echo devices. If those Echo devices happen to have a screen, so like I have one in my office, another frame, I can tap it, drop in on it, and you can see if there's cameras on both ends. You can use kind of a video chat feature to chat back and forth. Right now I have this muted so it's not ruining our video, but you can use both video and audio drop in as an intercom room to room. This interface has always been a little laggy to the touch, so I'm curious to see if I assume it's gonna be just as laggy with Alexa Plus, if not worse. So I'll be curious to see how that goes. Another thing we also love about the Show 15 and Show 21 is the Fire TV feature. That's why we have this in our kitchen actually, so we can use the Fire TV. So once you click the home button on the remote, it brings you to basically the standard Fire TV interface where you can bring up your Fire TV apps and watch shows and things like that. I don't expect this will change with Alexa Plus, but we'll see. All right, now let's upgrade things and see what it looks like with Alexa Plus in the redesigned interface on our Echo Show 21.
Hey, it's Alexa. Yep, it's the new me with a new voice. Before we get started, I wanted to point a few things out. You can just talk to me naturally, and the more you chat with me, the more I learn.
The process to upgrade to Alexa Plus took about 5 minutes in total. It started out on the Echo Show itself, where it walked me through the upgrade and asked me some questions, but there was a point where I did have to go to the Alexa mobile app to re-authenticate my email and calendar accounts and reconnect to some Alexa Plus enabled services like OpenTable, Uber, and Ticketmaster. This tells me there's probably a different back end running on Alexa Plus than it is for the normal Alexa skills. But overall, this was a pretty painless experience. As you can see, we have finished our transition to Alexa Plus. Initial impressions is I love this new interface. The kind of dark blue to lighter blue kind of ombre effect looks great. The new widgets with the rounded corners looks great. Kind of just the whole blue transition on it looks fantastic. Now, as far as the widgets themselves, it did carry over the previous widgets I had configured. The calendar widget has some improvements to it. If you tap into it, you get your list view of events. It still is a touch slow to load. Your list view, you have your daily view, which you had on the previous version of the Echo Show interface. But now you also have a week view, which I love to see. And I believe you also have a monthly view, which is awesome to see. These are great additions to the calendar widget. On the weather widget, instead of expanding into a bigger version, only when you tap it, now you tap it.
It's currently 69 degrees and mostly cloudy in Alpharetta. Today's forecast shows a high of 80 and a low of 65 degrees.
Amazon reads you the weather, and then will give you your same hourly and 5-day forecast view. So a little interesting that they've added that to the widget. I don't particularly mind it, and I think this still looks good, and now it's listening to me talk. Another thing that I noticed, I had actually stepped out of the room to take the dog out. When I came back, my photos were actually full screen already, and I did not have to set that up. And this was actually always a little tough to do on these big Echo Show 15 and 21 devices. You could manually put your photo slideshow here, but it would never come back and stay. So I'll be curious to see. I hope that it stays that way when there's no action in front of it. And when I walked up to it, it did bring me back to my normal dashboard. So that is very nice to see. You also now get your recommended articles and recipes and things served full screen, but knock on wood, I have not seen any ads yet. Now, one thing I did notice is these two widgets here. These kind of replace the whole side of the screen scrolling on the original version of the Echo Show interface, and you cannot delete them. So if you hold on this like so, here, you can see there's no option to remove this. You can edit home. You can see on these other widgets, there's an X to remove them. On these two, not possible. In fact, this one you can't even move. This 4U one down here, I think you can at least move around like so. But this one with kind of your kind of Amazon feed that they've tailored to you, so to speak, it's not even movable. This one is. I got a little worried at first because I did not see my smart home widget, but when I went to the next page here, you can see here it is, and this is awesome. This is actually very close to the smart home interface that they have on the Echo Hub, which I think is a great kind of easy to use dashboard from a big company like Amazon. It has your items kind of sorted up into rooms, device types, things like that. It's actually decently responsive through the Echo Show interface, which is great to see. Let's see if I actually control a device. Yeah, it's pretty responsive there. Another thing that I like is this kind of flyout menu in the upper left here. This has a whole section where you can kind of quickly jump around to settings in different parts of your home. This kind of replaces the drag down settings menu from the before. So if I jump into the smart one here, it's a bigger version of that same smart home dashboard. And this is awesome to see. One thing that is new here, at least for the Echo Show device, you can get this on the Echo Hub, is you now have camera multi-views. So you can bring up to 4 cameras up on this screen at one time, which is awesome. This is something I've wanted on these bigger Echo Shows for a while. It was only on the Echo Hub before. And I think it by default, it kind of just guesses which cameras you want. And once again, these are, in fact, I don't think any of these are Ring or Blink cameras. These are all, I got Aqara, these two, Tapo here. And I think you can tap into this. Let's see if we can configure which 4 are shown. So it's by default, it's bringing recently active cameras. And here's others. Let's see if you choose the garage. Takes a minute. And from here, if you go into the quad view, yeah, so I think unfortunately, I don't think you can configure which 4 are showing here. It's just gonna show recently active ones. So hopefully in the future, we do get the ability to at least customize which 4 are shown in the multi-view. That would be cool. The camera section of the smart home widget is even better if you own Ring or Blink cameras, because you can actually tap into the actual events that they captured and recorded and view them right on your Echo Show device. Another thing you can do with the smart home widget is you can actually switch it over to Amazon's map view, which obviously you have to go through their app and set up, which I did a long time ago, so some of this is probably a little out of date. So if you prefer to use a map view of things around your house, you can get to that, and you can come in here and control devices. You can tap into it and control things like dim levels. And I believe if I were back out of this one, you double tap it. Yeah, it just turns it on and off without having to tap into it. So this is really cool to see an easy way to set up a map view for your smart home. It's good to see. You can also switch back to the list view if you prefer that method. This smart home interface first of all, it looks good, and it's much improved over the old smart home widget on the original Echo Show interface. It's got sorting by device type, locks, security, climate, things like that. I've obviously been slacking on getting my things reconnected to Amazon's smart home system. I probably need to go look at that again. But this is really nice to see. It's got things divided up by room here, and things respond, I think, quicker than the previous smart home widget on the first interface for the Echo Show. So that's great to see. And overall, I really like what they've done with this Echo Show interface. I think it looks a ton better than before, and I think it uses the space a lot better instead of having half the screen wasted on kind of the Amazon feed of junk that either you've set up or they've kind of forced you to look at. It's only kind of minimized this one little section. The responsiveness seems to be decent, maybe a little bit better than before. I don't know, we'll see how it goes over time since it just updated. But yeah, I think this is a worthy upgrade. If you're on the fence about upgrading to Alexa Plus, I think this is a big benefit. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys tried Alexa Plus yet? Have you gone through the upgrade process? Let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, thanks for watching. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe.